YouTubers. Hey, I haven't done a breakfast video before. I know most of my videos, most of everybody's videos who do cooking videos on YouTube are what some people would call dinner, others supper. I'm not going to get into the linguistic argument, but today it's, I want to say bright and early, but it's not bright outside yet. It is still early. And I've got my cup of coffee and I'm going to start making my breakfast. And I just thought I'd take you along for a look at a simple breakfast, not one I make very often, but one I like. So what I'm having today is Swedish pancakes with a side of bacon. And let's take a look at the ingredients and get started on the Swedish pancakes. I'm going to be making less than the official recipe because I'm only making it for me, and I don't need a full recipe. I've got a book from the Frugal Gourmet. It's an old immigrant ancestors book of his, and it's got a very large recipe that would, I mean, I could eat this every day for a week and probably not use up that full recipe. So forget it. I'm not making it that size. I'm going to make the cut down enough for one person for breakfast, and there'll probably still be a leftover batter, but oh well. So let's get started and look at the ingredients and have some breakfast. Alright, the ingredients for the Swedish pancake are really pretty simple. Now this is well, I'll just show you. I've got about a half a cup of plain old white flour. Just put it into a small mixing bowl. Then I'm going to add about a quarter teaspoon of salt. Instead of sugar, I'm using this Truvia stuff. Works like sugar. And we'll put in about a teaspoon. The recipe would have called for sugar, okay? I'm just doing the substitute. Then we need a cup of milk. So you can see with only a half cup flour and a cup of milk, it's going to be a very liquidy batter. Okay? And finally we need 1 egg. In goes the egg. Out goes the egg shell. And now we're just going to mix this stuff, and it's going to start out kind of lumpy. But basically take a small whisk or something and beat the daylights out of this, and we're not going to use it right away. I want to leave it rest for about 5-10 minutes, and I'll whisk it a couple times during that time so as that the flour and everything gets really happy with the milk. And you can see it's a very liquidy batter, which means that we're going to get a very thin pancake, and you'll see that when I start actually frying these guys up. So that's the recipe for the batter. Of course, you can see I've got a batch of bacon sitting here. I'm going to open that up in a minute and fry up a couple slices of bacon. I'll probably do that before I fry the batter. And the final ingredient is Lingonberries. Some people may never have heard of them. They're usually grown in Sweden, although I understand they can also be grown in the Keweenaw Peninsula of Upper Michigan. The climate up there is about right for them. But lingonberries, it's a Swedish berry about the size of a red currant. I suspect they're probably related. They taste, to my mind, somewhat similar. So anyways, the batter's starting to look good. I'm going to fry up the bacon, then we'll make a couple of pancakes. This is kind of thin bacon. I usually prefer thicker, but that's what we had. So it's what I'm using. Okay, the bacon's basically done. I'm just going to take it off and drain the grease a little bit on a paper towel. Then we'll start on the pancakes. We're just going to fry the pancake right in the bacon grease. Hey, all it'll do is add a little bit extra flavor to this. So give this a little extra whisk. You can see it's really thin. I'm using a gravy ladle to put it on, and to fill this frying pan with this I need 3 ladles full. Grab a hot pad and spread this around. I want a thin pancake. So that's not going to take real long to cook up. Okay, we're starting to brown a little bit, so what we're going to do, this is probably the hardest part of it. Yep, it's not working. Watch this. That's what it's, color-wise, that's what it's supposed to look like, but that's not, it didn't hold together well enough. So we're going to put some lingonberries on it. And fold it over. Let it go just a few seconds longer. Pancake number 1. Start pancake number 2. A little bit of butter. One, 2, 3. Let's go for 4 this time. Make it a little bit thicker. Spread it around. The burner is a little bit hotter on this side than on this side. I don't know why, but it always seems to be that way, so I turn the pan to get a little bit more even heat. Perfect. Lingonberries. And there is breakfast. I think this is going to be fantastic. Anyways, got my coffee, got my pancakes and bacon. First let's just eat a piece of bacon, because Nuskie's bacon, by the way, this is Nuskie's bacon. It's the best bacon in the world as far as I'm concerned. This is great stuff. A smoky flavor. Swedish pancakes with lingonberries. This is really one of the best treats you could have for breakfast. There's nothing better than this, as far as I'm concerned, for breakfast. So, one more bite, salute with some coffee. If you like my videos, I'd appreciate you subscribing. If you're already a subscriber, thanks a million for being there for me. We'll see you the next time around on the camera, whether it's weaving, cooking, or who knows, maybe I'll find something else to do. It's not quite as easy in winter because I don't go out as much. But anyways, thanks a million for being there and for watching. Bye-bye.